Anytime, anywhere. Access inspiration that never switches off. Stuck in traffic? Elevate your mood and own the moment. Just looking busy? Make every second count. Tap into Kingdom content instead. One tap, instant power, real transformation. Download the Elevate TV app now. Exclusively on Google Play.
Elevate TV, advancing kingdom lifestyle.
The name of the Lord, and good morning again. Apostle Patrick Muredi back on this show. Remember, this is a show on leadership, nothing else but leadership. We cannot overemphasize this, that everything rises and falls on leadership. And that's why anytime you see me behind this camera, I will just be talking about leadership. Again, you know, it is our Lord Jesus who told us, if you go in a place and you find a good man, stay there. And that practice has worked for me. That anytime I find a good person, I hang around that person. Last week, we had a great show talking about leadership. We were talking about offense in leadership. And so many people, I ask you, what do you want? If you want my guest to come back, type there. Indeed, so many of you typed that scored and said, let him come back. I will not forget one of our very good friend, my friend 𝗪𝗴𝗡𝗚, writing back and telling me, tell Pastor Zach to come back with the blood thinners. That was amazing. The man is back with blood thinners. Today, it's nothing else but thinning. Why die of offense? We'll be talking about offense, continuing with that thing. But remember, one thing I ask you to do is what I've always asked you to do: share, call someone, tell them Apostle Patrick is back. This time around, talking about offense in ministry and how to deal with it. My guest, Pastor Zach Wadhwani. Welcome, men of God.
Thank you so much, and happy to be here today. It's a great privilege and looking forward to the discussion today.
Wow, thank you so much. Always know that anytime you're on that seat, people have papers, books, computers, typing, and others just camp on the comment section, writing questions, you know that.
Yes.
And so we started very well last time, offense. And of course, you remember your colleague in Bible school, Reverend Stanley Omokoa. And actually we did a talk. He said, tell Pastor Zach, we need the blood thinners.
I think
offense.
we all do.
Yeah, offense.
Yeah.
And I think you did it so well when we started, and talking about areas of offense, and how offense come. I love the fact that you also balance that we are not just offended, we also offend, you know? And that was so profound.
Thank you, thank you. Yes, I think we did, zero in a lot on maybe how offense comes. And I think we focused on two key areas where we looked at two areas where offense becomes highly likely. One, we looked at the area of expectations, unmet expectations. We realized that many people have unmet expectations. Some are expressed, some are not. In the context of the church, people join the church with an expectation. something. Soon I'll be appointed a senior leader in that ministry. Soon I'll be released to start my own church. Others give in an expectation. Pastor will announce and recognize that this project I was the one who gave 50%. So people have a lot of expectation in the workplace, in the corporate world. People equally have expectation that as I deliver on this project, I'm going to be awarded with a award as the best employee of the year. People have expectations, and when expectations are not met, it becomes a trigger, or it sets you up for an offense very easily. The other issue we did, of course, go through is also the issue of discipline, an area that has become very big issue both in the church and in many relationships, especially where there's a senior and someone who is submitted. The area of how do we administer discipline, how do we deal with matters discipline? Because many people have been offended because they were corrected. In the context of the ministry, the pastor corrected someone and said, going forward, I don't want you doing this. And people take offense. And many times people don't communicate their offense. So they allow the offense to brood. You know the way a mother chick will brood on the eggs. So what started as eggs begins to transfer and begins to grow. By the time you are dealing with it, there's a whole litter of chicken you have to manage, because the offense has hatched. It has hatched to bitterness. It has hatched to wrong decisions. So many times offense, and I think I remember saying, very few people recover from offense.
Oh yeah.
You only try to be restored, because offense will take you in a direction which you don't want to go. And I think the other issue we quite highlighted from that book by John Bevere, and I did say, I think for me, everyone who is in ministry needs to read that book. It's called The Bait of Satan, and that is offense. And many people are offended, some are in denial. If you ask them, they say, no, I'm not offended. But you ask them, how is the work? I don't like the work, I don't like the boss. There's nothing positive coming out of that. You also look at even the context of ministry. You can ask many people, are you offended? They'll say, no, I'm not offended. But if you sit longer, they have nothing positive to say about their fellow members in the church. They have nothing good to say about the leadership of the church. The reality is, you are offended. And I think, as our good friend Reverend Abuko has said, I think we all need to start taking the blood thinners. I think it's a high time. We all need to start taking the blood thinners.
Yeah, the prescription is out. Now you know what to do. And yeah, I love the place of unmet expectations. And literally, when you talk to people, you realize they are very high hopes, very high expectations. And we also looked at it that you said expectation is like a blood clot.
The offense itself.
I mean, the offense is like a blood clot.
Yes.
That if you don't handle it, it will go to the vital organs.
Yes.
And we were to start looking at how now to handle.
Exactly.
And we actually started a bit how to handle this to balance
how to
handle yourself, or to come out of offense. And I think that's where so many people wanted to hear, because offense is not domicile in a leadership church ministry alone, even in family, you know, and so many other areas. So how do we now handle that?
Yes, I think it's good to appreciate one, that offense is an issue of the heart.
Wow.
It's a heart matter. So the issue is, how do we deal with the heart? Because offense is a heart matter. Of course, the scripture would advise us today to say, practice forgiveness. Now, forgiveness is better said and always easier said than done. You can talk about forgiveness, but when you tell someone to forgive, they look back at what these people did to me, how they didn't appreciate me, how they misrepresented me, how they abused me, how they, talked about me, how they maligned my name. Many people, when you tell them to forgive, it can be mechanical. You understand? You can just say it because you expected to say it, but you're not really releasing it from the heart. One of the way we do as Christians is that we are very churchy and very spiritual. So many people, when they are offended, they say, I'm praying about it. Let me be honest with you. You can never pray your way out of offense. Let's start from there, because Christians hide under prayer.
Yeah,
Every day we are praying about it.
Pouring themselves before the Lord.
No. Your offense is not with God, it's with men. The prayer point should be, God, give me the courage to face the person I need to face with and begin to deal with this issue.
Wow.
We talked about offense being like a clot. You need medication. You need to see a doctor. You cannot medicate yourself in prayer.
Yeah.
And many Christians want to go to the pharmacy, medicate themselves. They want to use Dr. Google. They don't want to see the specialist. They don't want to deal with the real issue. This is an issue that you need help, because offense is a cage. Offense is a form of captivity. Offense is a trap. You are trapped. In fact, the Bible says in the book of Proverbs, it says that an offended man is like a fortified city. It is almost impossible to break through the walls. I think the best illustration is to think of the walls of Jericho. And I think the Bible describes the walls of those days. They were built in a way that chariots carrying, pulling, wagons from the back, especially in the times of war, they could drive on top of the wall. So it's not these typical walls we imagine, the walls of a building, which is a few, so to say, inches in length. The walls of those days were walls where chariots could ride, especially in times of war. So they were very thick and strong walls. So offense, you need to understand, you are fortified. You're already in a trap, you're in a cage, you're in a hole already. So to say you will self-medicate yourself is deceiving yourself. So many Christians hide under prayer. They say, I'm praying about it. You will never pray your way out of offense.
Wow.
You need help. You need to talk to someone. The first option will be one, talk to someone who is mature and be vulnerable. Someone you look up to, someone who is objective, someone who is sometimes first outside the equation of offense. You need to start from there, because you need someone who is objective to tell you some objective things, to tell you, hey, you are in the wrong. Go and apologize. Someone who can tell you the truth, or they'll tell you, okay, it seems like here you are offended, but this is how, it seems like there was a level of injustice that happened to you here, but this is how you need to deal with it. You need help from outside when it comes to offense. You cannot self-medicate yourself.
You know, when you say like that, I feel like maybe we should have removed this table here and put another seat so that we have our sister somewhere, because when it comes to that place of giving facts, people tell you, no, I don't want facts. Let me go through it all the way. And when you say you need somebody who will be objective, not many people accept it, especially when they are going through offense. They say, allow me to just handle it myself. Your facts are good to you, not me. And sometimes it becomes very difficult.
It's impossible.
So are you saying that difficult as it is,
as tough as it is, you want to look at offense as any other medical situation. I need to see a doctor. I think it's common these days, we Google things, we go on the pharmacy and we self-prescribe for our children. It's become quite common. But offense is not a cold. Offense is a potential heart attack.
Wow.
There's a heart attack about to happen here. So we are dealing with an emergency. You are a candidate for the emergency room very soon. Your heart is the day the blood clot hits a vital organ, we'll be talking about a different story. So the first thing is, when you are offended, seek help. Seek help. First, admit it. Admit. Many people are in denial that they are offended. They say, no, me, I'm okay. But if you stay close to them, those people, what they did to me, you discover somebody is still hurting. There is a level of offense, but many people are in denial. So for me, the first step is acceptance. Wow. Accept that, yes, I took offense. I was offended. Whether it was real or imagined, it is there. Then secondly, look for help. You cannot self-medicate. You must look for help. Look for mature, objective in the context of the ministry, in the Christian circles. Look for someone who is mature than you, someone who is objective, someone who has gone through life. Don't go through, don't go pour things to... In fact, the principle of resolution, you escalate upwards. You don't cascade things down. Don't go taking things down to, especially people assuming you have had an issue in the church, don't go talking to the members. Let's meet for coffee. I've been serving this department and I don't know what's happening. You are not looking for solution. You are spreading your sickness.
Wow.
There's a difference. Many people, when they're offended, it's like the days of COVID. You can spread your sickness very easily. But the question is, do you want to spread the sickness or you want to get healing? Sorry to use this illustration, but I remember back in the days when people used to stigmatize the issue of AIDS. When people would discover that they contracted the disease, many people would choose two options: either to get help or out of bitterness to say, the same way they spread this disease to me, before I die, I'm going out with many people. So offense is the same. You have decided and say, do I need help or I want to spread the disease? So when you cascade things down, you're not looking for help. You are looking to spread the disease. But if you need help, you escalate. Take it up. Say, I am in this department. I'm having a challenge with my colleague. I'm having a challenge with my supervisor. Every time you escalate things upward, you're looking for a solution.
Wow.
When you cascade things downward, you're not looking for a solution. You are spreading gossip. You are spreading your sickness.
Wow.
Those are tough words, but that's a reality.
Wow. You have been offended or you are going through that season right now. And you decided to go to the prayer mountain to pray it out until it could talk. The man of God says, calm down first, be helped. You can't just pray yourself out of offense. Wow, powerful. Allow me to just hear what our people are saying. Remember, it is not our show, it is their show. And so Margaret J.R.I. says, Reverend Margaret says, you can't pray over offense. You talk with the person. Don't hide by the prayer. Powerful. Brian says, when you're offended, seek help. Yes, sir. And then my friend, Reverend Wadawari, and I don't know how Reverend Wadawari has been evading this seat. One of these days, I want him, here, because we have issues to talk to nations.
Is there offense?
No, he is not offended, but he's a man I love. Every time we talk about issues, we find ourselves, feel like there is something we can tell someone.
That's good.
And he says, tuned in again and glad to be enriched. Yeah, so seek help. But as you seek help, you must also be willing to take help, to receive that help, as you put it.
Yeah, seek help, but also be open to be helped. You see, a doctor, you can go to the hospital and the doctor can prescribe, take this medication, 2 tablets a day, or 2 times 3, lunch hour, and even in the evening, there's a prescription. So many times people look for help, but they don't take the help.
Yeah.
They are told, okay, let's work at this. Let's first deal with the heart issue. You see, the reason why, just to correct, the reason why I said prayer cannot deal with offense, prayer stems from the heart. You cannot pray out of an offended heart. Wow. You understand? The heart is sick itself. So the prayer that will come out of there will be a sick prayer. You'll be saying, kill them, scatter them. You'll be saying those prayers of bitterness.
They'll kill themselves.
Kill them. Lord, avenge for me. It may not really be genuine prayer, so to say. So I'm not in any way underplaying the role of prayer, but I'm saying the heart needs to be healed so that even as you pray from a healed heart.
Wow.
But we are saying also here that as you seek help, you must be willing to get help. Many people avoid the source of offense, yet that is where the solution lies. Solution of offense is to confront. Be very honest with the person. Sometimes you could discover it was a misunderstanding. Do you know how many times, many people take offense? The person you assume offended you did not even know they offended you. And as you're brooding, as you're hatching, as you're saying, you see, I told you, the person has no idea they hurt you in some instances. I know there are those who deliberately do it, but in many cases you might discover the person you think is a source of offense did that unintentionally.
You are saying that, and I'm just reminded of this case. One person was my member and no longer fellowships with us, and they left so offended. I didn't know. And then we meet we bumped into each other, and I'm excited to see her. Oh, how are you doing? She's like, well, so you are to greet me. Oh, I said, why not? Told me, what you did to me. I said, what did I do? He said, you can't pretend that day I was waving at you while you were standing outside your office. You never saw me. I said, where? He said, oh, Apostle, stop pretending. I waved at you. I was even smiling. And everybody thought I'm mad. So you saw me, you looked at me, and you just ignored me. And that's how I decided I would never come back to church again.
Oh, wow.
And for sure, I never saw that person waving. I had no idea. So I just asked her, so wherever you went, is the pastor waving back? Yeah, he's a good man. He's
a good waver.
I said, please also take my greetings. You see, now, this person went so offended. And me, I don't know.
Exactly.
That,
so that's true.
Yeah, offense.
It's true. You can be carrying offense based on assumptions. Because you're assuming they did this to be deliberate. For example, many people get offense because of, sometimes, as you say, they feel ignored, or they feel there was a preferential treatment. For example, a leader can stand and say, I want to appreciate the people that made this project successful. They may mention a few names, but not mention your name. Not deliberately, but because it lapsed their mind or they forgot. It was not intentional. But for you, because you are so vested, and also because maybe your heart was not in the right place, you're also going through your own season, you take that personally. Because maybe the other dots you've been picking, you see the way he didn't greet me, you see he didn't also acknowledge me on the stage. So offense can come because of where your heart is, your disposition of the heart. You understand? If you're looking for something, you end up highlighting things that are non-existent. So I was saying, for me, the way to deal with offense is to face your perceived source of offense. Wow. That looks intimidating. It looks sometimes like I don't want to do that, because many times we go around, we circle around the whole issue. We don't want to confront the source of offense. And as you're saying, sometimes you could be shocked. The person you are assuming deliberately offended you, you could discover this person has no idea that they actually are the ones who offended you. In some cases, that can be the case. So I think for me, I would recommend, once you talk with a neutral source, someone who is objective, someone who is out of the equation, someone who is outside the circle of offense, so to say, they can give you an objective, clear picture of how to deal with that offense. Okay? And then when that is done, now they can guide you on how to approach that person. Because you approach that person, one, looking for direction, or for that thing to leave your heart.
Wow. Man, I told you, this is why when you get a good person, don't leave him, stay there. Pastor Zach. Now, as we continue in our comment section, I want you to type for me areas where people easily get offended in ministry. Just type there. Tell me, areas where you have seen offense brooding or thriving. And we'll be discussing that. Whether in the ministry, the areas you see in this area, this is a breeding area for offense. Now, we talk about seek help and go, of course, escalate upwards. But there are people who are like perennially offended. Wherever they go, they are offended. You are talking with someone, turns back, sees you laughing, they are laughing at me. Is it a mental issue, or what would you call that? Because I've seen people, every place they go, they are offended. Somebody talked about me, and how do you handle offense that come through gossip or people talked against you?
I think to answer the first question, people who sometimes find themselves always being offended, this is how I look at it. When you have unresolved issues in life, when you have unresolved issues in life, you open the door for the enemy to throw offense at you. The first thing I want you to understand is offense is a weapon the devil uses. It's a weapon. When the Bible says, no weapon fashioned against you, offense is a weapon the devil fashions against many people. One, because you're in a place of assignment. Two, you're on the verge of breakthrough. The devil will throw offense at you to throw you off balance, because the devil is after your heart. Remember Proverbs 4:23, guard your heart. The devil is after your heart. How can the devil get your heart? It's through offense. Offense is the door, is the opportunity that opens the door for any other thing the devil wants.
Wow.
It could be bitterness, and of course Galatians says bitterness defiles. It could be unforgiveness. Once you take the bait, from the illustration we had last time, offense is like a bait. Once you take it, you're gone. So the reason why you find some people, everywhere they go, they will be offended, it's because very simply, they have unresolved issues in their lives. It could be issues of trauma from the past. It could be issues of rejection. It could be issues of low self-esteem. It could be issues of, you don't accept identity crisis. There are unresolved issues in your life. So when you're looking for vindication from people, for example, if you suffer from self-esteem, you become addicted to praise.
Okay.
If you suffer from self-esteem, you're addicted to praise. The day you do something and people don't praise you, they try to correct you. Try, not even correct you, they try. That ignites a trigger.
Wow.
You are looking down on me. You don't appreciate. You don't appreciate what I'm doing.
You only see the wrong things.
You only see the wrong things. I've been slaving here. You remember the elder brother to the I've been slaving for you. You don't see me. You just see the elder. It becomes a contrast and comparison. You understand? So for me, when you discover that everywhere you go, you are the common denominator in any offense story, then you need to be very careful and ask yourself, do I have unresolved issues in my life? Do I need to deal with insecurities? Is there rejection? Is there trauma? Are there unresolved issues in my life? Because that makes you a candidate for the enemy to keep throwing that offense. He knows it will work.
Wow.
The devil likes to fish in unsettled hearts.
Wow.
And unresolved matters of the heart. The devil will keep fishing. The devil will keep fishing. It doesn't matter where you go.
So that's why wherever you go, you'll have to be offended.
Yeah. Because the issue, you are the common denominator.
Wow.
You are the common denominator. You are exposed. You are vulnerable because there are issues you have not resolved in your life. And sometimes you're looking for vindication from people. You're looking for affirmation from people. You're looking for acceptance if you've suffered rejection in the past. So when they don't meet the standard, you have a lot of high expectation on people.
So, when you ask that, looking for acceptance, because you never got it, then can you be given enough of it?
It will never be enough. It will never be enough because today you give me, tomorrow it's a need. It's a never-ending need. So because you're trying to form identity around people's opinions and affirmation, and that answers your question. How do I respond to people who talk about me? You have to decide in life. One of the realities of life is the moment in life you have to decide, do I want to pursue my goals? Do I want to become what Christ want to become? Or am I in the business of pleasing people? Because you have to decide, am I pursuing the will of God for my life? Am I pursuing my goals? Or they say you don't stop to respond to any dog that barks on any street. If you are to do that, you'll never arrive at your destination.
Yeah.
And I'm not in any way talking down on people. It's just an illustration. So for me, yes, as you begin to succeed, as you begin to break through in life, people will talk. It's part of the price you pay for success.
Wow. Whew. I was a young boy and came back home crying. And then my father asked me, why are you crying? I said, they laughed at me. So my father told me, next time, don't keep quiet. When they start laughing with them. So they will not have laughed at you. You will have laughed with them. You must get a way of dealing with these things. We'll take a very short break, 2 minutes. It is a time for you to share, to comment. If you have a question, ask, so that when I come back, I'll be able to read that comment and ask that question, and then we continue. I told you this is going to be sweet. In a moment, I'll be back.
There's an awakening. Young people are everywhere pursuing Christ.
We've been desiring to have a place we can pray, break bread, share the word, fellowship.
God ordered the steps of the one and only Apostle Juma.
Because of that, this revival requires a discipleship program, the ABC of Christianity.
So we are going to collabo every other Wednesday at Kenya Cinema Bible Study.
Emerge Nation is a service that we are beginning every Wednesday at the Apostolic House for young people. 5:30 in the evening all the way to 7:30.
Imagination is a partnership between Street Praise, all chapters, and the Great Life Church International under the leadership of Apostle 𝗏𝗏𝗔𝗟𝗓.
This is a saved generation that's going to become strong, and they're going to be sent.
What are you waiting for? Tell a friend to tell a friend, even grab a friend and see you there. Adios.
Looking for a school that provides a solid foundation for your little one? 𝗏𝗏𝗃 Christian School is now admitting children from 2 to 6 years old from January 2026. At 𝗏𝗏𝗃 Christian School, we understand that every child is unique. Our qualified and experienced teachers ensure that each child gets the personalized attention they need. Our beautiful classrooms are designed to stimulate learning and spark curiosity, offering a rich environment that caters to every child's developmental stage. And we provide balanced meals, snacks, and lunch to keep your little one healthy and energized throughout the day. With a Christian approach, we focus on the holistic growth of every child. Give your child the start of a strong start in life with a school that truly cares. Enroll today. Don't miss this opportunity to give your child the best start. Visit us off Kasarani Mweki Road or call us now at +254 758 396 110. 𝗏𝗏𝗃 Christian School, a foundation for the future.
Well, I told you 2 minutes, and guess what? I'm also truthful. 2 minutes, here I am. Talking about offense in the ministry. So many people were offended out there, and so many people who offended others. Were you offended, or did you offend? Of course, people love talking about how they were offended, but very few talk about how they offended. Of course, either because they didn't know or they knew and they felt like they achieved. Now we are here talking about this offense, and I'm so grateful that I'm not the one handling it. Pastor Zach is doing that. He just told us to handle offense. One, don't just run for prayers. Look for someone and talk to. And then he has mentioned that if you're offended again, deal with yourself. It's a heart matter, you know. You don't just go for prayer, because if you pray, you are praying from already a sick heart. You need healing first. And so, man, that is where we were before we stopped. Pastor Zach, how do we deal with offense? Let's continue.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I think, as we said, it's a reality. One, accepting that one offense must come. You see, one of the ways to deal with something is to also prepare that one day it's going to come.
Wow.
Jesus speaks, I think, in Matthew 16, where he says, it is impossible, but offenses must come. So if I was to prepare for something, the best way to prepare is to first appreciate it will come at one place or another. So I'm ready for it. It doesn't catch me by surprise. And I'll know, oh, this is offense. So already my guard is high, and I'm ready, and I'm willing to deal with it. So I think that's a foundational place, building on what we were discussing before. But also how we also proceed to move with offense is also to look at it from the other side. Many times we look at offense in terms of who offended me, but we don't look at offense in terms of also how did we give offense to other people. Okay? Maybe just to highlight a few things I feel sometimes are critical. One of the ways to deal with offense is to be intentional on being relational about our interactions, not transactional. Many people transact, many people don't relate. And this is what I mean by that. I only call you when I need something from you. I only look for you when I need you. So many engagements, many so-called relationships in life are transactional relationships. They are not authentic, they are not genuine. One of the ways to guard against offense is to build relationships. Excuse me. Is to build relationship. Once you build relationship, you protect yourself.
Wow.
And this is how I want to look at it. If I know you very well, Apostle, I will not easily take offense to be told, do you know what Apostle said about you? I'll be like, I know Apostle. I not even waste time listening to that. I know him. But many people, they fall for that. Do you know what they said about you? Who said that? Hey, the pastor, the head of department, the choir leader. Do you know what they were? Many people, because they don't have intentional relationships. They are not deliberately. They have not built relationships. So they easily fall for anything that comes along the way. They are not keen to say, hey, no, I know that person. I don't believe those stories I'm hearing. But many people, yes, what did they say? What? He was there. He said what? But because you don't have a relationship. They mentioned me. They were talking about me. You see, we easily fall for those things because you don't have intentional and serious relationship. If I know you very well, there are traps I'll not fall for. So
work on a relationship.
Build relationships, not transactions. Many people transact. I call you when I need something from you. I help you because I know you'll help me. It's transacting. We are transacting. But relationship means I'm genuinely relating with you, expecting nothing from it.
Wow.
And actually, many people get offended because they helped. And they thought you would also help. I attended your wedding committee. So I gave 10,000 on your wedding committee. I thought during my wedding, you'll make it 15. You had inflation.
Yeah, and of course, what would happen if it was in the funeral? Who will come to stand with the other? Yeah, that's powerful. That's
a funny one. But those are also areas of offense. So I think part of guarding against offense is also to be relate with people genuinely from an authentic heart. When you go to church, serve genuinely. Don't serve because you want a position. Don't serve because you want to be appreciated. Wow. First, settle that matter in your heart. I'm not joining this church so that I become a deacon, so that I become an elder. I'm not singing in praise and worship so that I'm given a chance to be the worship leader on Sunday. Even if I remain a backup, BGVs, the background vocalist, if I'm never given the lead role in that choir, I'll never be offended. Even if it's one person who leads every Sunday, I'll never be offended. If I'm the second keyboardist in that church, I'll never be offended because I'm serving genuinely. Many people get offended because they are transactional. They transact. I'm doing this so that I'm scratching your back so that you scratch my back. I'm doing this so that you do this. So the way to protect against offense, be authentic, be genuine, be forthright. I'm not doing this with an expectation. I'm not coming to this TV interview so that Apostle can do also this for me. The day I start a podcast, also Apostle should come for my podcast. That's transacting. It's not being genuine. So for me, protect yourself by don't have strings attached in your engagement with people. Relate with people genuinely.
Once you do something, leave it to God.
Exactly. That would be the first. That would be the first starting point. So build a relationship. I would also say it's also good to, from the perspective of a leader, handle the issue of confidentiality very well. As leaders, we are entrusted with trust. Trust is something so precious that once you break it, to rebuild trust is so difficult. And so many leaders have offended many people because they broke trust. For example, a pastor. A couple can come to the pastor and begin to share to the pastor and say, you know what, I'm having a challenge in my marriage. We are fighting with my wife. We are having challenge with, the marriage is on the rocks. And then the pastor on Sunday decides to give an illustration about how some people are saved, but they cannot live together.
Actually, they even tell, stand up. You stand up. Am I lying? Am I telling the truth?
Yeah. You know? So don't betray trust. Even if it's not at the pastoral level, even at the friendship level. If I confide to you, the last thing I want to hear is that became the topic of discussion somewhere else.
Yeah.
So offense. So don't give offense, because the day you betray trust, you have become an offense dispenser. Your work becomes, you are dispensing, the way we have a water dispenser.
Yeah.
You are an offense dispenser. Every time you betray trust, people will be offended. So guarding against offense is not just about me not being offended, it's also me not offending other people.
Wow.
And I think that's important for us to appreciate that. So, and I think that's important also in the context of leadership. We also want to look at the issue of, communication gaps and whatever. Many people get offended because of what you call communication gaps and loops. When you are a leader, always stick to the structure of leadership. If I appoint someone to be the leader of ushering department, the last thing the leader of that department need to hear is the pastor went and talked to the person inside that, under the leader, and they are busy discussing matters about that department, and the leader has no idea. You understand? Also, many pastors get offended also in terms of if they are leading churches and their bishop is busy interacting with the deacons, and the pastor is hearing news via that the bishop talked with the deacons and they had a discussion about a relevant issue of the church. So those communication loops and gaps, every time you don't follow the structure, you're opening up yourself to offense. Even in our corporate circles, if there's a head of department, if I have an issue, if I'm the manager, if I'm the director, if I have an issue with that department, stick to the structure. I address issues through the leader of that department. The day I undercut that leader and decide to go before him to try and fetch and fish for issues, even if I have an issue with that guy, if anyone raises an accusation, I should be able to make that person sit there in my head of department and say, okay, please say what you are saying about my brother. But many leaders entertain gossip, they entertain the slander, the grapevine. It seems interesting until it begins to burn. Until the grapevine, you don't know where the vine is. You're trying to uproot it, but the thing has spread so much in the church, you can't even know where the vine is. You're trying to deal with it, but you have allowed it to grow because you have been feeding on the grapevine. You have avoiding the structure. You become an offense dispenser.
Just what you have mentioned, I would want you to give, to look at this case. This person comes and tells me, I got offended by my pastor. Why? I found some people discussing how to steal some equipment from the church. And then I knew they were to do it. So I decided to tell the pastor in secret that there are people planning to steal. So the pastor listened, and the matter was over. Then he goes, as they were walking, he calls the man and he says, come here. I've been told by this man that you are planning to steal the camera. I just want you to know I'm aware that you are planning to steal. So this man is handling this because he didn't want gossip. But look at the injury he has caused to the person who gave the information. So how do you balance that? So that you are not entertaining gossip, yes, but you are also protecting the integrity of the other person. Because again, if you handle things like that all the time, then people will never give you information.
Exactly, I hear you. There's a balancing place. But when you discover this, we are dealing about a grapevine.
Yes.
When you discover there's a matter that you know the truth, as a pastor, you are, as a leader, you know the matter, but you discover people are busy feeding gossip, and there's a way you have to terminate that and deal with it clear, to say, are you willing to repeat? When someone gives you such information, you ask them, are you willing to repeat the same information if I bring the person here?
No.
Even the scripture says, don't entertain an accusation against an elder.
Yeah, but now this is someone saying, I came as an informer. And even in government, we have spies. And, okay, I was just trying to look at this person. Of course, hurting, and I could feel him. He was like, I'm trying to save a situation here.
But you exposed
me. I don't want to mess my name, I would have kept quiet. After all, it is not mine, it's church equipment. But then the pastor now comes in and is like, so
definitely
he ended up losing the member, and of course hurting both.
You never please both.
You saved the equipment,
but you lost
the people.
I hear you. I think let's be objective on the issue. It's good to have balance, and I think it's important to exercise wisdom. The areas where you feel you need to be drastic about it is when you discover there's gossips that keep going round. You understand? For example, people can begin to say stories of, hey, so-and-so is sleeping with so-and-so's wife. People love such funny stories, and they feed on that, and they circulate it. But that may not be the truth. Once you establish, this is where you deal with that. Once you establish the truth of the matter, and you communicate to the relevant authorities, then don't entertain gossip on that matter. But if any other issues of trying to, of course, you need insider information, because sometimes as a leader, you are the last person to know things that happen in the organization. So if people volunteer information to you, of course, wisdom, you don't go exposing them. But I'm saying where you need to deal with the issue drastically is when the truth has been established, but people are still loving the gossip and the grapevine. They are feeding on that. You have to be very clear to say, are you willing to repeat those stories when I call that person you're talking about? Because you know the truth. And when you see people are distorting the story, so there are two perspectives to it. Not everything should be exposed. Or, hey, you told me about it, I'm going to say, come, repeat it when the person is here. That may not be the wise way to deal with it.
Yeah, you know, I'm laughing because one pastor was telling me this story where he found himself in a mess. Some ladies were talking about another. And then he got to know that something is not working, and the one lady is wounded. And then I called this lady and asked, what's going on? The women are talking against me, and asked her, what are they saying? They are saying I'm expectant, you know, I'm pregnant. And the man felt bad because the lady, the husband was out of the country. So the man knew, the way I know this person, no, these are gossip. So he called the people who are purportedly talking about this lady. And they're like, why are you talking against Mama so-and-so? What have we said? I hear you are saying she is pregnant. And they did not even take offense. They said, well, wait for her to give birth. And true as it was,
it happened.
She was expectant. So you can see sometimes you have to be, I'm liking what you are talking about, wisdom, that be careful so not to find yourself in the man as you try to handle offenses. And when people come, the wisdom of, you know, knowing how also to approach the matter. And this also comes from God, as the Bible says. Let's hear some words here. And Bishop Bernard Waroy says, in the recent past, I have told a few people that I don't want to become their firefighter. They call you in trouble. You even agree on how to work together. But the moment they are out of trouble, they stay away. And the next call you get, they are in another trouble. They never build relationship.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. And he is responding to the issue of building relationship. And it is true.
Yeah.
I have seen people, you know, you are talking with someone and you see the phone calling. And the guy doesn't want to pick because this one is could be part of those people who only come because they are in need. And the building relationship is very key.
Very important.
And then, of course, we have several people here saying this is very true. Where was it, men of God? And I think you two people, you always throw stones and say, oh, I don't check when you write back. And I'll be coming back to you, so keep on writing, and I'll be coming back and I'll be reading. If there's that comment, if there's that question, the man of God is here, you answer. So let us continue with just a few minutes, and I know you still have more.
Yes, I think another way to guard against offense, I think we did intimate on this last time, is you need to separate yourself from issues. Many people cannot distinguish between the issue and the person. If I'm talking about an issue that Pastor Zach did, then Pastor Zach needs to separate himself from that issue. Sometimes you are discussing about the matter, we are not discussing about you. But many people, in other words, many people personalize matters instead of professionalizing them. Being professional means being objective. For example, if I do some work, for example, let's say someone is presenting a dissertation, or a thesis, or a paper, or a research paper for that matter. They present it to a lecturer. When the lecturer is marking that paper, he's marking the paper, he's not marking you. So if it comes back bleeding,
Yeah.
And you understand
from the
what
cover
I'm
page.
Yes. There's a lot of red marks saying, can you do this? Can you repeat? The lecturer is not counseling you. He's dealing with the paper. But many people don't separate themselves from the paper.
Oh, yeah.
You understand? If I lead prayer and the pastor calls me and says, next time, I need you leading prayers like this. This is how I'd like you to approach it. If I'm a worship leader and I do a few things, maybe I overdance. You bring some styles that are very suggestive.
Overdress.
Or you overdress or underdress. It can be.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
If anybody trying to correct you, they are not necessarily attacking you. They are dealing not with you, but with your dressing. Not everything is being judged about you. Just because the lecturer marked your paper and says, the lecturer is not saying you are foolish, you will never be anything. But many people take it personal. Look at how he looked at my paper. Look at how he marked look at how the pastor responded to my worship. I led the service so well. He did not even see anything good I do. They don't see anything good. You see, offense can brood from the fact that we tend in life to personalize things instead of professionalizing things. Professionalizing things means I remain objective. Deal with the issue, not the person. If your leader of your pastor calls you and corrects you, he's not judging you. He's dealing with the issue. I'm dealing with your dressing, not you. I'm not saying you are an evil man.
Wow.
I'm saying change your dressing, because you're on stage. When you are dancing, things may happen that were not meant to happen. So it's trying to help you. But many people take offense because they personalize every opinion. They don't learn to professionalize. When your boss looks at your performance evaluation, many people get offended by their supervisors because of the evaluation, the corporate evaluation. At the end of the year, we evaluate you corporately. Say, this is your deliverables, your KPIs. This is what you're supposed to deliver. This is what I expected you to deliver. When your supervisor says this was below expectation, you need to improve on this, they are not marking you, they are marking your work. But the natural reaction is to personalize. He doesn't like me. He's not from my tribe. I knew it. The moment I saw it's from another, I knew I would be in problem.
And because of that,
I'm in problems. You take offense.
So, let's hear what we have a few people now. YouTube. I told you I'll come back. Today, no stones. We have Karen Kepuchi. This is my good friend, says offenses in church are often out of unmet expectations. Good. Someone is sick or their loved ones, and they expect the church leadership to know because they hear the Lord. Can you imagine? They don't tell you we have a sick person.
Yes.
They expect you to know.
Yeah.
You spend time before God.
Yes.
God should have spoken to you. They are so offended. I love that. Thank you, Pastor Karen. And then Grace Moredi says, yes, and met expectations, so true. And then Eunice Goddo says, following, what if a person in the question is too high and cannot be reached because of the protocols? You mark that because we have to answer that.
Yes,
that person is too high, cannot be reached because of the protocols. And then be intentionally relational, that is what Grace is saying, and says can't trust as a leader. Powerful. Following the communication structure is important, because again, if you jump the structure, so many people will be offended. Grace is agreeing with you. We have George Wafula. Remember, this man has written a very nice book, The Leading Hand. I recommend that book to everyone who has, it's for teenagers, it's for youth, it's actually for everyone. This book is very good. And he says that point on separating issues from people is worthwhile. It helps us not to take matters personally. It is a mark of maturity. Well said. We should be rational as opposed to being emotional. That is really powerful. And I hear you, George. So, you want to respond to that issue of the protocol, because it is a good question, untouchable.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is the truth of the matter. Many people that offend you are not very far. The people that will offend you most likely are the people closest to you. That's where I start. So it's very highly and unlikely that someone very far will offend you. It is people within your circles. It is the people, it is your immediate supervisor. It is the guy on top of it is not very far. But as it might be, there might be cases where someone is up the ladder. Maybe there was a decision to be made about who to be promoted, and there were recommendations, but the senior guy decides, I'll not take this one, I'll take this one. And someone may take offense. And because you are so lower, if it's in the corporate world, you are so low in the corporate ladder that you feel, even if I ever wanted to raise my concerns, I don't feel I have access, so to say. There are two options to look at this. One is to say, if I can't access that person, there's someone else who can't. It will be good to say, you know what, if you are able to, if that opportunity is available, you can say, I know I may never be able to reach the managing director, but I know this head of department or this manager at this level is able to interact with that person, to say, you know what, just for my peace, just to let him know, I would have loved to understand why this decision was made from where I stand. It is good to make an attempt, but also we need to look at offense from a place of forgiveness. The underlying issue on offense is how we handle the matter of forgiveness. One, I don't forgive someone because they have asked to be forgiven. That's what we need to understand. I know we suggested that it's good to reach the person and deal with the issue, because sometimes they're always in your face, they're in your space, especially. If you don't deal with that issue, you'll always see things from the filter of offense. So that's why we said it's good to reach out to the person, especially if it's within your sphere. But in cases where the person is not really in your space, if there's no way to send the communication to them, then you must practice the hardest thing to do. Practice forgiveness. Even when that person may not know they need to be forgiven, may not even be requesting for forgiveness, may not even be willing to change. You remember we gave the example of Peninnah, and we said Hannah overcame the offenses of Peninnah, even if Peninnah never changed, or even at one time got saved. Nothing about her changed. But Hannah decided, I need my breakthrough so much. I need to progress in life. I cannot be stuck here because they offended me. I cannot be stuck at the level of Peninnah. I must go on to get my baby and other babies. There are other goals in life. There are other breakthroughs in life. So I would say, in cases where the person you think you need to square or deal with the issue with is not really accessible, practice forgiveness. Ask God to give you a forgiving heart, and God to help you heal and let go. God is a God of justice and is a faithful God. Once you deal with your heart, then you are ready for the next level. Even if that person may never ask for forgiveness, may never be available for you to deal with the matter, but you have already from your heart says, I forgive and I've let go. That would be what I would recommend from you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I think that is well said. And I mean, this topic is one topic that you can't exhaust, but because we have to keep on helping people, I think we can say we have done a good job. If I have not read your comment, just know it's just because time is really giving me some signal. But I want you to know that in all these things, we appreciate your call. We appreciate you texting. We appreciate you writing to us. But also want to say, Pastor Grace says, professionalize, don't personalize issues. That was someone's take home. Because again, if you're not professional, all the time you'll be thinking of, it's about me. Yeah, it's about me. Pastor Zach is a pastor of Church Arise. Or is it Arise Church? Arise Church. And is in Karen.
Yes.
And somebody may say, hey, that man who has handled offenses like that is a good pastor. I would want to visit him. Tell us where to find you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Apostle, for having me to be part of this show. It's a great honor. Once again, my name is Pastor Zach Wangi. I serve with Arise Church in Karen. We are off 𝗏𝗏𝗏 Road at a place called Defense or St. Elizabeth. We hold our services every Sunday at 10 a.m. and would love it if you're in the environs of Karen, Gong, Langata, and 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. You're most welcome to come and fellowship with us every Sunday at 10 a.m. Most welcome, and let's serve God together. You're most welcome. God bless you.
Well, thank you so much. That is what we end for today. Of course, Michael Chia, thank you, says it's a sickness he didn't. Offense cracks the bones. And I am so grateful that you gave us your time and you are there writing, asking questions, commenting. I want you to know that from the depth of my heart, I appreciate. In the case I did not read your comment, overcome offense. We shall be here again on Tuesday and continuing. Apostle Patrick is my name. As I said in the beginning, I'm an author of several books. And one book I want to remind you and recommend is Money Matters. Come here, Television Bookshop, Kenya Cinema, Mezzanine, get a copy of that book. But I know you are also there. You have heard of a very new book. And this book is called The Unspoken Crisis. Wonderful book. Come at the Television Bookshop, Mezzanine, Kenya Cinema, and you find a copy. Come enjoy it. It will be a blessing. Get your copy, buy it for your son, your daughter. It will be a blessing. From my side, we say shalom. See you next week, Tuesday, same time. Shalom.